Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk briefly about the whole Will Smith saga with him going to slap Chris Rock. And this week there has been a lot of discussions on the issue, and people have given their opinions on why it happened. There has been talk of Jada having alopecia, and that is why Will Smith had to go and slap this guy on national TV. So basically, people are saying, well, he made a joke, and that joke wasn't a good joke, I guess, because it ended up in this situation, which was a slap. Now, what I want us to focus on is the slap. I don't want people to think about the reasoning behind the slap because I think that it's a dangerous route to take when we start legitimizing unprovoked violence because it is violence. And this is not to be mistaken for in a situation where you're trying to physically protect yourself. What is it called? Um, there's a word for it. I've forgotten. Self-defense. This was an issue of there were words being said, and then there was a physical reaction, a physical violence as a response. Okay, people are saying the words were hurtful, the words were abuse, the words were violence. So that justifies him receiving a slap. Okay, let's think about it this way. If you find yourself in a situation where you make a joke, something you call a joke, and you receive a slap, how would you feel? If you also are in a situation where somebody makes a joke about you or your partner, what would your reaction be? Would you get up and slap this person as well? I think that we have to kind of come to a lower level where this is an everyday situation where this could happen, not on such a higher scale with a celebrity, but as regular people. I personally know I don't have the balls to go and slap someone. It might happen because there's a video I'm going to link in the bottom which talks about the worst day cycle. He's a psychologist and he talks about narcissism, codependency, how to raise children. And he talks about the worst day cycle. So basically, he explains that Will Smith was reacting to a trauma from childhood, which was brought out in that instance, and that is why he reacted that way. And usually, anger is a secondary emotion that is covering emotions like shame, denial, and fear. And that's a really good video which I wanted to watch. So, we come back to the question of if you have a kid and your kid engages in this kind of behavior, would you justify this behavior? Or would you say that the person deserved it? And I have put this situation in Nana, no, 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 no. I had to put this in different situations where if it's a child, if it was a woman, if it was a white man, if it was a black woman, if it was a, like, and it's not okay to do that. We as adults need to find better ways of conflict resolution. I personally think. And I think that he overreacted because that is not a normal reaction to this kind of incident. Overreaction in the sense that if somebody said words to you, would that merit you going and causing harm to this person? And this is harm. What if he slapped this guy and this guy fell down, hit his head on the stage, and this caused him some brain damage, or he died? What would we say then? So it's like it's a dangerous route to take because obviously you're crossing personal boundaries and you're actually taking your hands physically and touching someone. Yes, I understand words can be violent. We don't know the history behind them. We can talk about bullying also, where people might be bullied for a long over period of time, and then they decide, okay, they've had enough, you know. But in this case, this is one incident. This guy made a joke. The joke didn't land well. Did it merit this reaction? That's the question I am sitting here with. There's also one thing I want to talk about with regards to emotional intelligence. And I want to just read what emotional intelligence is. It says, emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive, use, understand, manage, and handle emotions. People with high emotional intelligence can recognize their own emotions and those of others, use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, discern between different feelings and label them appropriately, and adapt emotions to adapt environments to environments. I think that it was an emotional reaction. He was so in his emotions. And what happens when we are in our emotions, when we are in our feelings, when we are in our body? We don't think. And that goes back to the trauma, the childhood trauma. Immediately the trauma is triggered, then you have a reaction because it's a pattern. It's a pattern. And I don't know how he's been throughout his life. I don't want to go into the details of that. But what are the lessons from this is what I am looking for. What do we learn from this incident? How do we handle our emotions? How do we react to these kind of scenarios in our everyday lives? And as parents, how are we going to teach our children to handle these situations? So that's what I want us to think about and reflect on. Um, if you have any comments about this issue, leave your comment and I look forward to hearing from you. So have a nice day. Bye.